Alright, here we are. Plan was to do a live stream of this, but nerves and stuff, it's a thing. Even being streamed in front of a mass amount of people while playing Warhammer is fine. Talking in front of people, a little bit dodgy on that end. At least right now. Hopefully it will get sorted soon, and we'll have the balls to do it. Anywho, Battlescroll, fun times, big changes, lots of them. I'm probably gonna do mostly focus on what I know stuff. Gonna be a little bit more competitively focused from my, or at least the viewpoint will be, if it impacts competitive or top meta stuff, rather than, oh, this is cool and new. Alright, let's get right into it. We can start off with a summary. It got a little summary of each faction, and we don't have to get into, because I don't want to do each point and stuff. People have already done it right. Like Stormcast, nice change. Getting Anonymous into the Ruination Chamber certainly deserves a little buff. Fossil Mayor, yeah, it's nice. I don't rate humans in States of Sigmar either way, so I'm not sure that will be viable really. I'm more interested in the passive buff that we'll get from honorguard and having the dwarves move 6 instead of 4 on top of their order. So I'm excited about cities, but not for these reasons. And points drop on them wasn't on that significant units either, in my opinion. The card drones, I don't know why they buffed this shit, honestly. Like the dwarfs are solid in the hand of people who knows how to play them. That's very important. Like you need to be so on point with your placement when you play card drones. So it's not really fun for anyone either. So I don't know. Speaking of not fun for anyone, or like I suppose Seraphon players did enjoy Croak back in the days, and looks like Croak are back. Combined with the point drop within the factions, I think Seraphon might be real alright now. Also getting the honor guard buff with +2 movement on top of their battle trait thingy for having Crocs as they move 9 and then charge, possibly run and charge. Yeah, I think we can build with Seraphon now. We can cook. Over to Death and Nighthaunt. Not a super fan of this change, honestly. I like it because I never could afford doing Discorporate twice in a turn, essentially. Having this to just be once, it's super nice. It's a little bit anti-synergistic with the other buffs Nighthaunt proceed, in that the Spirit Torment can be taken as a sub-hero now. And dropped points on him and Banshee, I think. And you can't do Discorporate and Rel in the same turn on the same unit. So that are bits of dysfunctional things, but you take some, you lose some. In other in Nighthaunt land, the point changes was quite heavy here. I'm certain they will have a place, not S tier anymore like they were before, but lower A tier probably. Yeah, maybe. Because unrendable whole army is still a dumb rule. Over to something much more fun and interesting. Feck. Oh god, they did not need these buffs. They were alright at where they were. They just had very low agency, so against better players, you struggle a lot. But now with these buffs, the point changes was huge. Most armies I think dropped 200 points or something. In addition to that, they got 2 ways of gaining the noble deed points, which it's nice to have your weak heroes being able to gain them a little bit faster, because before it was basically a Shoran or some other melee beater that would gain them quickly. Also having Goremain and the other Warrant being able to take it as a subclass hero is super, because I was super anti Goremain before, since he prevented me from running it as a 2-drop. Now I can have Goremain and run it as a 2-drop still. I'm not tinkered with all this properly, but I'm guessing we will continue seeing more Big Knights and a Shoran. as being like the core part of that list. But I think there's a build with like crypt guards and horrors. Because for example, I just own 6 Morbid Knights, and I don't intend on getting any more soon. And I think I can make a very good build with just 6 of them. I might be convinced to get another 6 and run 2 3s and 1 6-man unit. When it comes to OBR, Harvester changed, I suppose. It was kind of shady before. It went down points now and got like a boost in how it recurs unit. Not super informed how that works, but it's a nice quality of life change. Speaking of quality of life changes, Skaven, fantastic to get Vermin King into 2 costs, as well as having the Furnace and the Screaming Bell at a 13-inch aura instead of the Hold Within 6, which was doable with your 25 mil bases, but now it's like reliable to have a 6 up board for most of your army. Corn change was super nice because I felt like they were kind of hamstrung, but by only doing 1 blood health ability. Like they have potential. Like sure, they are still like way punished for being such a flexible faction in the last edition. So I think they're still a bit overcosted. Did get some point decreases, but nothing major, really impactful, I don't think. Bloodthirst is going in as like sub-quality heroes, and some regiments are nice. So I think they can be at least playable now, or worth looking at a like competitive level, because they were not really before. Hedonists, the same thing. A lot of points drops, and the euphoric killers now affects companions. Would be nice if the spell also would affect companions, but you can't have everything, I suppose. Also, like Glutos, since he just had companions attack mainly, this is nice buff for him. Honestly. Not that they needed it. And then over Maggotkin, Flesh Abundance now is like a flexible spell and not, doubtful. Since like you couldn't like on Plague Bears or anything like that could have taken everything in there could have taken damage before, and would be punished for it since it would not get like the -1 to wound there. So like having that opportunity is so nice, and like Plague Drones, Blight Lords go into 2-inch currency, pretty nice. I think Affliction Assist might be even more of a thing now to run. Nurgle has struggled though just as much as Khorne and Slaanesh. With being their issue has been another one in that they are slow and don't really have any hammer and are not really durable enough to grind for a whole game, and not as deadly as some factions have been now. But with OBR at least taking a hit, Nighthaunt taking a hit, Singe didn't really take a hit. They probably lost a unit with the point increases. It's like might be able to compete now. Also, like getting the new honor guards, super nice for Nurgle. Having the +2 move on your Lord of Blights or Lord of Plagues is super useful. Having like 7-inch move on your Blight Kings, that's pretty solid. And Gloom Spike Kits, no major change. Squigs went up 10 points, Squig Boss went up 20. So like the fun list I've been running with the double Squig Herd, Kragnos, 4 Gobapaloozas, and a Squig Boss moved up like 50 points. I think it will be, I had like a reinforced unit of Shooters as well. I think it will be essentially the same. Maybe either drop a Gobapalooza and do Stabus instead of Shooters and put in a Spider Rider or similar fashion. Like so you just change the points around a little bit and then you make it work. Nothing major. Ogres, don't know a whole lot about them. By the changes, it looks like Beastclaw Raiders might be returning, I suppose. Same for like Sons of Behemoth. I don't know, like they didn't need, like, the only thing they got was damage increase. They need to be able to play the game for more than 3 turns without being wiped off the table against some lists. so it doesn't help them a whole lot. I think it might give them a place in teams format now, when they can actually do damage. But that's a little bit of a wait and see, I suppose. Other than that, I have mentioned this in the going through of faction a little bit, but the honor guard update, super nice. I think it's pretty well thought out. They nerfed the bodyguard one, which was clearly the best before, to like now your general can't have charged in turn, or your honor guard can't have charged, not just the honor guard. So you can't like use it in an offensive manner in the same way, which I think is a nice change for most things. At least like having like you charge in beside the general, hit counter charge, you suddenly have -1 attack on your whole hammer. Haven't been the best play experience. Call that a fuel addiction. Right, and then we have the new ones. Field Sergeant, buffing infantry, which is kind of what the game need, since it's been cavalry and monsters. Essentially what people have played. And they're +2 movement, super good for the slow factions. Issue is, it's also like a buff to the useless heroes. A lot of those heroes has gotten, like, it can be taken in regiments now as a subclass hero, which is kind of what they needed for to be even viable, since low drop is such a big thing. But yeah, the infantry heroes are buffed with this, and the infantry armies are buffed with this, which I do look forward to, like running this in Nighthaunt. It's not the army that needs a speed boost, but 10 is bigger than 8, and yeah, easy math, right? Most beneficial from this, I think, will be Nurgle, mainly. Maybe Cities of Sigmar, and Seraphon will probably have a lot of use for this, because I feel Croxus has been just a little bit too slow. That is coming from me, who plays like fast army. Feck also like super likes this one. Price Beast, I don't know what to think about it, other than oops, Stormblade Guards might get scary now, because there are not a whole lot of good monsters out there, honestly. So I don't really see where this is gonna come in and be a super viable thing. Might be like in some, yeah, sure. Sons of Behemoth get even more combat buffs. Not exactly what they needed. It's nice to have a reliable Gargant, though, hitting on 3s instead of 4s. Looking over quickly at the other ones if there's anything updated, but I don't really think so. Hit one roll on my guard. Nope. So yeah, also like Skaven probably likes this one. Or this one is in Field Sergeant. Don't know how OBR catches that, or OBS. Anywho, and one additional thing on the honorguard things is that if you are higher dropped than your opponent, you will have 2 of them. One in your general's regiment and one that has to be outside of it. So like, it gives something to having higher drops, which I feel like it's needed for the game, because the low drops have been such a powerful thing. Does it even out like the score of having low drop? Probably not. Probably just still better having low drops. But some armies like just reliably couldn't get 2 drops or lower, and for them this is a nice boon. So like Cities, Sylvaneth, even if they can't take a subclass hero for the movement one, which they would have really liked, they at least get to choose some of the other ones. But yeah, so yeah, I think they're, yeah, it's a nice little buff. We're not quite at even feel of low drops be like you wanna. I hate the drop system. Anyway, not. And then we have the other buff, or the other change, I'd say. Like moving on a bit quicker from low drops. But yeah, the double turn did get a change. As probably not gonna be significant at all, honestly. But like if you are not 6 points behind your opponent, you make them the underdog for the rest of the game, or until they double turn you. But like, the issue with the double turn isn't being solved with this. The issue with the double turn is when you table your opponent's army, or nearly table your opponent's army, in turn 2 to 3 or 3 or 2 to 3 or 2 math 3 to 4. Anyhow, it's a nice little bonus to be the underdog, I suppose, but it's far from a solution here. The issue is not the double turn either. Like, how it works is probably okay. It's like some armies are just too good at capitalizing on having 2 turns. Especially in this edition, when we have lost the opportunity to have screens. Like, screens have gone up too much points. You can't afford them in one army reliably now. Some do, so like Skaven, they have screens. Doc probably, or the way I will run them, it's with screens, mainly screens, because they make screens into hammers. But yeah, no, a lot of armies just can't compete with it. Not with a good double turn. Did we have any other rule changes? Yeah, covering fire got a little bit of change. Games Workshop doing 180 on, like, you can now not redeploy and covering fire, because redeploy is a run or something like that, which I think it's an okay change. Not super fan of that one either. Main way I used to redeploy before was, while playing Sieges at least, was just to get to covering fire the right unit to choose where I could put burning. Which is like one way of using it, I suppose. The other way is essentially on the more effective shooting units, like rattling guns or bowknots, where you had to account for 15 plus d6 or 18 plus d6 range for the covering fires to stay out of. I suppose it's nice to not have those variables anymore, like it's just the pure 15 or the pure 18. Is still going to be an issue with like Vanguard Raptors, or is it like Blizzard Archers also, so who has the run and charge or run and shoot rather. So probably not sorting too much out with that, just making it a little bit easier to get into the like, you don't have any these niche choices that you can do, which I suppose helps people get into the game a little bit, because I feel like that has been a little bit of an issue with Force. There is two, instead of having, but yes and no, I in a way, because instead of having army books with a lot of options, you have a lot of options in the core rules, which are, I suppose, equal to everyone, but you can't, like, not every faction uses them equally, right? But all in all, like, more core rules to wrap your head around, I suppose. Which I do love, but yeah. Not everybody is me, unfortunately. Spearhead, no. We have some point changes, we can just run through them a little bit quickly. As I said, cities only, like, what I use, like the battle mage. I'm a cook something in Sigmar, or cities, which will probably have 4 to 5, maybe 6 battle mages, and see what we can do there and play around a little bit with them. I played a game the other day against human cities, and I can report that they still lack damage output. It was like 3 or 4 of the command core, so a little bit shades of 3rd edition, but it's a fun little game. Not sure like humans are even viable. They got a little bit of point changes, but Duke. I am tinkering with Duke. I have like Morathi I'm painting at the moment, so I hope they will be playable in this state. Not super fan, honestly, of the point reduction, or where the point reduction ended up. I would have liked like them all probably Probably Morathi herself, honestly, because 760 is a steep point for her. And then maybe some snake ladies. Yeah, that's probably how I'll run it. I'll see in the coming days once the app update, because I'm too lazy to fuck around with list bot and stuff. Fear Slayers, like, they need all the help they can get, I suppose. They do, like, I think we could reach a critical mass of wounds here on the table, and that will be interesting to see how we handle. Boom, boom, boom. Deepkin, Dono, Caradrons, meh. Lumineth, now we're talking. Like, this change, Stone Mage. No, that was the Stone Mage. That was the boring change. Never mind. It's the Stone Guards. Yeah, that one. Alara Stone Guards. 240 for 10. That's. I think we will see Stone Guard Vanari now. At least being tested a bit. Probably not Wardens, but we'll have Sentinels, Dawn Riders, and Stone Guards. What's a little bit tricky here is, like, you'd really like the +2 movement, but in a Stone Guard list, you generally want Spirit on Mountain, Alareth. No, not that dude. The Avalanor, Stoneheart King. An issue with him is he doesn't have any subclass hero that he can take that will be allowed to do the movement thing. So the second regiment you need to have, like, either Light Altarian or the Bannerblade to be the subclass hero that takes the movement boost. And the issue is he's a warlord, so you only get it if you're less or higher drops than your opponents, which you will not be a lot of the time, having 2 drops. So you're like, it's in a limbo of I don't know how to tinker with it. Probably dropping Avalon or Stoneheart King in the end, so that I can take it in my general's regiment. But we'll see where we'll land on that. Seraphon, no, here's the fun stuff, or a lot of the fun stuff. This bad boy. So dumb, the Ark of Zotek. That one, and it's probably one build, and then I do love the buff for Kroxigors, so I hope we'll get to see some Kroxigor builds. No, like, them moving 9 is fucking amazing. We'll see. I'm not gonna build it because I don't have time to play everything, I think. Maybe. But I hope we'll see some. Stormcast. I'm not fan of these changes at all. Like, sure, I love the Ruination Chamber drops, like on. Where is he? Yeah, Iridan the Witness, at least. There we are. Dropping him 40 points is perfect. Like, now we can see a proper Ruination Chamber list, I think. What I strongly dislike, like, I love the point increase on Vanguard Raptors, but there's no rule changes here, so I think they will be just as oppressive as before, Stormcast. What does the list go up? You run Reinforced Vanguard Raptors, you run 2 Palladors Reinforced, so it's like 120 points. You drop 3 Palladors or something like that, and you still got the same fucking oppressive machine. So yeah, not looking forward to that one, honestly. I hope they do come out with a change to the Vanguard Chamber soon. Sylvanas, don't know too much about them, but I think Spite Revenants at 80 will be interesting, and Twist Will as well at 110. I think we can see a infantry army here. Issue, as I said before, they don't have anybody who can take the +2 movement honor guard thing, cause they be sad. But I think that with the teleporter shenanigans and run in charge from Belthanos on the whole army, I think we can see a pretty potent melee army from Sylvaneth, being something other than the monster mash we usually see. So I look forward to that one. Beasts of Chaos, don't know too much about them. Happy that Bessigors at least went up some points. Bulgar now, I think you said that they're the most like damage per point unit with them dropping 10. So that will hopefully they're making it. I didn't love Bulgars before, but they're nice models at least, I suppose. Like it was just so coin flippy last time I played them. Popping up mortal wound in a way, a unit. Do they get the double? Yes, no. Not huge fun to play against. And then we have Corn. Yeah, nice drops all around. Probably not quite enough to put them up in A tier with the other boys, but I guess they are playable now at least. Also, like having the extra honor guard will be nice for them. Disable Siege, a lot of red here, or as much green I suppose, but in the list I played at the Atlanta, for example, went up 170 points or something like that. So we will need to do some changes. For me, like it's enough to drop the change caster if I want to play something similar. But I think give it a little bit time. I think we'll find a better list to play in Siege. Probably including like 2 sets of 3 screamers if we are going demon build, because at 90 points they are kind of a steal. Same for the chariot, honestly. Like it's just 120 for that one is super good. But we will see where we land with Siege. I'm gonna tinker a little bit with them. Hedonets, just heard people say they are nice now. I don't really know myself too much about them, so I'm gonna leave them. Lots of green. We'd like to see that on an army that hasn't been played too much. Sorry. And Nurgle. Greens are nice, like on Lord of Plagues, because he will be the dude, or Lord of Blights, I don't remember which of them. They will be the dude holding the +2 movement. Maggotkin going down makes for like maybe some play. And this Nurgle down is nice as well. But like point changes not that major for Nurgle. They need rule changes as well. And Fleshy Abundance being flexible spell, super nice. Them getting access to +2 move on every infantry unit, super nice as well. So I think they are probably in a playable state now in like, yeah, a competitive scene, at least. Skaven, tricky faction, don't know a lot about them. I'm ask somebody, but yeah, lots of greens. I think melee Skaven might be back on the table, because Rattling Gun's the only thing that went up to a reasonable point cost, I suppose. Probably not melee either, combined arms, because weapon teams are nice, I suppose. Warp Lightning Cannon at 140 might be interesting as well. Slave to Darkness, didn't expect any change here since they just got a brand new book, but apparently the Exalted Hero needed to go up points for no reason at all. More seriously though, Gunnar Brand and his gang going to 240, and like the Dark Oath Marauder or the Dark Oath things in general going down points. I am interested in Marauder subfaction list, the like only real subfaction they have anyway. Not the Army of Renown one, but the subfaction one I think could have play now. A lot of play. Also like the new Silver Tower pledge or Silver Tower banner of flesh eating thingies with 360 charge is so stupid on Chosens. So it like Slaves to Darkness is probably one of the stronger armies now. Them Stormcast Eternal and Siege is my top 3. Oh, Feck will be there for sure as well. Those are the top 4 that I see at the moment. I'll see if I get to eat those words or if they hold true. Varangars went up, yeah. And here, Flesh Eater Cohorts, all green all the time. Even the Shoran and the Morbeg Knights, which none of them really need. If you look at the general game, but them going down means that we can fit so much more fun stuff in Feck. So they will probably be a little bit overpowered and oppressive now, is my guess. Gonna give them probably a go now in January if I don't get distracted by anything else. I'm quite good at getting distracted, so we'll see. Nighthaunt, yeah, all this red got me so not hyped on them anymore. Yeah, no, it's just a nope for now. too much else to play. That's fun. They will, however, like the new regiment of honor guard is also super nice for them. OCR's Death Rider list is probably gonna need to change a little bit since it went up about 100 points, I think, with Catacross and Death Riders both going up 20, as well as Nagash. Boom, boom, boom. Soul Blights. Not super relevant point decreases, unfortunately, I think. But they might see some play somewhere. We had a little bit of a talk around Kritza before. Like, it's kind of obnoxious at 70 points, especially if you run it with Manfred, so that you can redeploy into combat, and then on a 2-up, just retreat before your opponent makes any attacks. There's a Manfred tax to that trick, and he's like 430, so that's a 500 point trick. Bone Splitters are totally left alone, might well be. Gloom Spites, no real changes as I said before. Squeakherd up 10, which are like 110 is still a steal for them. Squeak Boss up 20, so no big changes. The Dankle Trog Boss I think will be the meme of the season. He will go up points every edition. He up, Gnash to kill a boss down, I guess. I'm kinda surprised that Cobapalooza didn't get touched, honestly. Like 150 for those guys is that's dumb. Iron Jaws, they will get a new book soon, so no real. I'm not gonna get into Cruel Boys or Iron Jaws, because like it's 18th of January, so what are we, a month away from them? Ogres, meh, don't know much about them. Think gut feeling says Beastclaw Raiders might become a thing now. Boom, 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 and Sons are just Sons and a little bit of a laughing stock, honestly. They are not too much to... Nah. They're just nah. They do have like damage output, but don't have the durability to last for more than 3 turns and be maybe a little bit of a lose a little in a team format. Like you play them as a soak. That's probably where they're at. Yeah, I think that concludes most of my thought on the Battlescroll. If you like have any questions or stuff, I'm happy to answer them either on Discord or just in the comment section here below. I'm gonna try to get a little bit, get a few videos up, because I really want to try doing some replay analysis and stuff like that. But if you have any video ideas or stuff you'd like to see me do, I'm also happy like to have pointers and tips on what to do with this channel, honestly. Yeah, and with that, I'm signing off for now. See you around.